Out of all the NBA players that have come from HBCUs, and ever since ESPN started basketball recruiting databases in 2007, none of the HBCU NBA talents have ever been 5-star recruits coming out of high school. But as we all probably know, Makur Maker is making an effort to change this and encourage other 5-star players to attend HBCUs by playing for one of the most popular ones at Howard University. And when he first made his D1 decision, it took the basketball world by storm. I mean, it was everywhere, and rightfully so. This man, Makur Maker, was ranked 16th in the competitive high school class of 2020 and had offers to schools we know have great programs such as Kentucky, UCLA, Kansas, and more. So not many thought he would choose an HBCU, but he did, and it made national news. It also showed his character a little, because you sort of have to be an unselfish person to knowingly commit to a school with a less proven basketball program. And in an interview on ESPN First Take, Makur Maker made it clear that he believes he is an NBA lottery talent and that he wants to bring Howard University more money and media attention while he's there. And now, almost a year later from his decision, some of these things actually happened. Howard University did receive more media than usual. However, the season did not go as planned at all for Makur Maker, as he got injured and played in just 2 games. So yeah, today's vid will discuss Makur's chances of making the NBA, whether he'll declare for this year's draft, and sort of just an update because I noticed the buzz around him has been quiet as of late, which is low-key a blessing and a curse. But before I go any further, what's up YouTube, Plug Speaks, back with a vid. If you are new, first of all, welcome, go ahead and subscribe. Also like the vid if you enjoy. I drop bangers 3 to 4 times a week, and we're grinding for 5K, so I'd for sure appreciate it. But back to the vid though. Now it's easy to forget how good a player is when they're not even playing. But Makur Maker was a 5-star recruit for a reason. All throughout high school, Makur transferred to and away from many schools. But as a senior, he settled down and played at Hillcrest Prep in Arizona, a school that helped develop guys like DeAndre Ayton and has been coached by Mike Bibby. But yeah, Makur's time at Hillcrest Prep was actually after withdrawing from the 2020 NBA draft, because his age at the time of 19 qualified him to be taken right out of high school, but then his projections in the late 2nd round caused him to decide against it. So yeah, as a senior at Hillcrest Prep, Makur Maker put up an impressive 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks in 12 games, which grew his interest among D1 and pro scouts. But he already had some notoriety before this due to his high school years before, and primarily his performance in a 2019 Adidas event similar to Nike EYBL. In this event, he averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds, and a block, and just grew his name. But yeah, overall, Makur Maker was just an ideal target for any D1 school for the simple fact that a 6'11", 235-pound big is the kind of size you cannot teach. And then the skill set he showed in high school was just a huge bonus. When watching his play in games and events, you could see a big that is not afraid to shoot perimeter shots, a big that has a solid handle, a big that plays on both ends, and just a whole lot of potential, which is exactly why he had D1 offers from so many programs that I mentioned earlier, with the most impressive one being Kentucky. But as we all know, he wound up choosing Howard University to better the social perception of historically black colleges, and things were looking pretty good up until the season began, because before he played a single game, he was getting notable interviews, the national buzz around Howard basketball was rising, and ESPN even put some of their games on the schedule. But unfortunately, it didn't take long for all the hype to become disappointment, because in Makur Maker's debut, he dropped 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block on quality shooting in a blowout loss against a solid Belmont team that actually almost made the NCAA tournament. So that wasn't too bad. But then in the second game, he dropped 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a block on again quality shooting, but in another blowout loss to a much weaker team. And then he ended up having to shut down the whole season because of a groin injury he suffered in practice. So before December ever began, we had seen all that we were going to see out of Makur Maker this season, and his numbers in those 2 games were pretty solid, or some might say good, for any other D1 center. But Makur Maker is not supposed to be any other D1 center, and then the fact that they lost both of the games in a blowout loss did not make things look any better. So yeah, based on this and some other information, we're gonna look at Makur's chances at making the NBA, whether it be next year, next 2 years, or even this year, although it is unlikely. Right now, ESPN does not have Makur on their mock draft boards at all, and even before the season, they barely had him up there at the 56th spot. But that's something Makur sort of expected. Before the season, he let it be known that he's open to spending more than 1 year if needed. Plus, he believes he is a lottery talent. He doesn't want to go in the 2nd round. And not even just Makur Maker, us fans and viewers should have expected that another year might be needed as soon as he chose an HBCU. It's just part of the decision. I mean, it's not a secret. HBCUs are less trusted among scouts in comparison to a place like UCLA, for good reason. But yeah, after Makur chooses to stay, there is still a lot of factors in his NBA chances and his other goals. Because like I said, his numbers were solid for any other D1 center, but not for a player as notable as Makur Maker. And if he's going to be a high pick in the draft and plans to bring Howard more national attention, the truth is he'll have to produce much more impressive numbers and he'll have to win games. But what is impressive? I'd say the ideal stat line for him would be something like 20 points a game and 8 to 9 rebounds, if not double-figure rebounds. I mean, just imagine the public reaction if Makur went out and almost averaged a 20-point double-double of 20 and 8. There's no debate. That would bring forth all kinds of the right attention and his draft interest would skyrocket. And personally, I believe this is something he's capable of doing. All you have to do is watch the versatility to which he scores to know a 20-point average is within his reach. And then I don't want to oversimplify things, but being tall and getting rebounds goes hand in hand. Now of course box out skills help in this area, but ultimately you need the height to actually execute. And at 6'11", Makur Maker for sure has the height, so again, I believe he's capable of averaging a double-double. And who knows how good he'll be after a whole offseason of training. Not to mention, Howard basketball's head coach Kenny Blakeney has been coaching Makur Maker for barely 1 season, and he's already praised his work ethic. And yes, I know, work ethic might be the most bland and cliche thing when discussing these top players. But I mean, it is what it is. If a guy has a strong work ethic, people will notice and they'll get praised. But yeah, Coach Blakeney praised him, saying he has a work ethic second to none. He starts the first workout at 6 a.m. by himself, then another workout with us during practice, and so on and so forth. Now the fact that the coach went into some detail about his workout routine and all that is a sign he's not just giving out empty praise, take it or leave it. But yeah, I'm about to wrap this video up. Like I said, I really do expect Makur to have a rebound year because, if anything, we never even got to see a large sample of games. And now that the buzz is sort of fading away, he might have a chip on his shoulder. But let me know what y'all think about his situation. How good do y'all believe Makur Maker is? And yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to like this up, share, sub if new, all of that. Have a good one, and I'm out.